listening to some fine music by a fella called My Sister's Fugazi Shirt, who I follow on Twitter. Makes fantastic music with samples from Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts and shit. I fucking adore it, and you should all buy his shit off of fucking Bandcamp. It's great. Check that shit out.
Definitely.
Cheers to you, bud.
Cheers.
Well,
hang on.
We're fucking back, man.
We are fucking back on YouTube today.
According to nobody's demand or request. To
on,
tell you to fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Let's get up, get out of bed on the right side, eh?
Fuck yeah. How do we do this? I have no idea what I'm doing. All right.
How are you today, man?
You know what? I'm doing pretty fucking actually amazing.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that we are predominantly a video game channel. I'm a greasy caker who loves hockey, and the Leafs are
Tell
up 3-1.
us a little bit about that. Tell us.
The Leafs are up 3-1 on the Montreal Canadiens, which is like, I mean, I don't want to jinx it or anything, but that's epic. It's great. So I'm happy. That's good. One more game, and they're out. Hopefully we can do it. But aside from that, and thankfully you are also a good old Canadian boy who lives with Canadian,
I do.
hockey fans. You'll understand that I might not play as many games as I fucking should in the next little while, depending on how long the Leafs are in the playoffs, which is usually not long. So chances are good I'll be back on the train very shortly. But until then, there may be a lack of an effort from me. I apologize. But
fuck, man, that's all right.
I'm sure we'll make do.
Here's something for you, okay? In the meantime,
yeah,
you could fucking play hockey and recognize in it the same ludic or playful aspect that you enjoy in video games, and think of it that way, so you don't feel like you're wasting your time, you know?
Oh, I definitely don't.
Because truly, like,
unless they lose, then
I just mean it's not like you're fucking not really like pursuing the same thing that you would be when you're playing games, right? Even if for most people the endeavor is couched in the fucking terms of late stage capitalism and weird like bro dude culture, it doesn't mean that objectively it's not still got that ludic element, right? So
definitely.
There you go. Fucking enjoy it, man. Why the fuck not?
Fucking
it's awesome.
A, go Leafs, go.
That's right.
Cheers to Canada. Cheers to not fucking Ontario because
cheers
we live
Canada.
here.
And cheers to the great province of Ontario whilst fucking its politicians and their fucking fat asses.
Well, we're locked down in lockdown 3.0 right now still, if you can believe that. If anyone is
schools
listening
and fucking
to this,
Amazon warehouses are open, so there's that.
Yeah. Dude, my dad tried to buy a fucking, like, some stupid little cart. I don't know, for at the dollar store or whatever. And they were ringing him up, and they're like, oh, sorry, you can't buy this. Because they actually disabled...
Yeah, the SKUs. Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. They disabled non-essential items from the SKUs. Yeah. He's like, what the fuck? I'm trying to buy like a $4 cart to put nuts and bolts in. Like, like what the fuck? Yeah. It was awful. Anyway.
Those people are going to be out of a job, that's for sure. Next cycle, man. There's
like,
no way.
What the fuck is going on, man?
Are you... Just Muppets, man. Muppets. Let's just fucking, you know, fuck those guys.
Yeah.
It's enough to say, truly, fuck yourselves, you know? Mm-hmm. I'd love to have a conversation with you, truly, just to see what kind of fucking dim-witted shit drips from those stupid lips. Because
I mean, really, it would just be how long they can argue their.
I'm sure those people have never written a word that they have uttered on camera in their own fucking lives.
Oh, definitely.
Utter meatheads, but
yeah.
Let's talk about another variant of meathead. A fucking fairly populous variant of meathead. You see, infesting the fucking culture nowadays. Wow, we're back on this train, and it's fucking... I gotta say, it feels good. Man, evening and welcome, guys, once again to Gaming Under the Influence, live and unleashed on fucking... It's actually Wednesday. We're a day late, May fucking 26th, here today to talk to you about why fucking professional, that is capitalized, fucking access-based opinions are bad for your fucking games and mine. How are you? Once again.
Still doing good.
Welcome.
How are you?
Welcome. Yes, let's begin this
Mike's
program.
Fired up. We got some shit to go over, and I guess it was mainly sort of it started from what's it called? Biomutant,
did start with
right?
Biomutant,
It's kind of fueled the fire.
It did start with that, yeah.
You just levitated off a cliff.
See? You know that fucking chunky
gameplay
dude. That's not polished at all? It totally like doesn't feel smooth.
Wild.
Like I just can't like fucking play it. I don't know. Like
dude,
it's probably just because you're shite.
Looks like
but
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, it does.
Photorealistic graphics.
In many ways, it is like that. It takes all of the parts that I would say I enjoy from that game and doesn't have the tedium that I don't like.
That you hate from it.
Something that I'm going to return to after.
Oh, I love it. Okay.
But you know, needless to say, we can talk about this at the end. Let's just go back and forth about it. But I fucking really like this game, man. I haven't even had it for a week, and I've already put 30 hours in. You know, I fucking love it. This is one of those moments where, like, I'm totally absorbed in something, and it's stimulating a thought process and all kinds of work that you wouldn't do otherwise, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm enjoying this game a lot. And I was definitely not expecting the kind of reception that it got. Like, nor with Maneater, nor with Vampire, none of those fucking games, actually, that I tried before I saw the fucking critical opinions of them. Because these games, at the end of the day, despite, I don't even know what the fuck polish means. I'm not going to indulge this term. I really don't believe in that. That's fucking a crock of shit. Fuck you. I don't believe in it at all. People said the same thing about Final Fantasy VII, and I really don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You fucking ignore the fact that these are incredible fucking games. The concepts are sound. They're fucking what you would call, if you were a literate person, intertextual, you know? They draw on the fucking, on its peers and fucking other things in the same ecosystem it occupies. It imposes a new form on them. And that form, in my opinion, and honestly I think it's a measurable fucking fact, excels its inspirations in almost every fucking regard, you know?
Yeah, like I like to think that it like cherry picks on certain things that work and certain things that don't, and find, you know, of the things it's picking that you're recognizing and seeing, oh, this is from this is from
You're
this.
literally just describing a man in his own skin, looking out of his own eyes, and then deciding to make art. You know, in every fucking case.
That's what I mean, but
there's no such, creation ex nihilo. You know what I mean?
Nah. Yeah, you know, like, at the end of the day, you're working in what someone else has created or invented or done, obviously, before, because we're not the first fucking humans to walk this fucking place. But
it's just the fact that simply you create things from fucking aspects of other things. In all cases, you don't create anything out of nothing. And at the end of the day,
you put it in your own thing,
so,
with your own spin, with your own. Anyway, that's
the sense in which this occurs here and fucking acts as the matter for, again, what I will argue after fucking in much stronger terms is a concept that excels its inspirations. The sense in which this occurs is very clear to me, you know, and I think it's fucking measurable practically. It's objectively so. It's what you would call a part of the public meaning of a text, using a fucking term from this guy Whimsat, whose literary theory I cherry pick.
Right.
Fucking.
But, like, can I interrupt you?
Sure.
Doesn't that, like, how do I put this? Like, doesn't that infer that they're, you know, like you say, public meaning of a text, you're saying, like, how it is generally received, or, it, like,
I think rather what there is about, in the same way that you can look at a tree and say it has bark, it fucking grows towards the sun and photosynthesizes, you know?
Right.
It's an observation about the thing outside of its relation to you. That's what I would call public meaning.
Like a totally unbiased.
I don't even know if you could say, like, your approach to something will always be biased. But fucking, and, you know, we argue this in literally 20,000 plus words on our website, so I'm not going to fucking do it for you here. The mind has purchase on the world. In fact, the mind, it just is the world. There's no such thing as a fucking closed circle of the subject. This is a bourgeois delusion that's fucking falsifiable in so many respects. I just read this hilarious anecdote, actually, in the book of this guy called Bateson. His book is Ecology of the Mind. He's like, picture a blind man with a stick. Where's the fucking man end and the world begin, you know? Both are fucking actually included in a circuitous fucking almost cybernetic like system, right? Like something that fucking is self-corrective, and it involves both of them, you know? There's no real fucking boundary, right? Like, although probably a cyberneticist would say each of them is a closed system, but I think like the valid insight is that fucking the whole world is one giant self-corrective system. You can't draw these circles around it and say, well, fucking, you know, I'm just closed and it's my opinion and fucking there's no way that you can access it or understand or measure yours against mine. Even when you say, I feel this, like you're referring to a state of affairs. My impossibility, like the impossibility of me verifying that doesn't make it any less true that it is or is not false, that you are sad, you are happy, you are pleased, right? Like, there is always a fact of the matter. There's no fantasy land where fucking opinions float around in disparity from the fucking truth, right? From reality, you know, like they are part of that. They're fucking exoconsistent. They're beings in themselves in a way. It's just fucking this weird, just lazy, shitty fucking 17th century epistemology. What are you saying? No, the mind is this Cartesian theater locked off from the world. It's not true, right?
That's kind of where we're at now, and it's weird, right? Like,
it's just like, indefensible and fucking dumb, bro.
It's bizarre.
It's really like an outdated. It's lazy, the sense in which people still just like fall back on that and think they don't have to defend themselves.
Exactly.
I'd say like most of what we're going to talk about fucking comes back to this fact, but I think at the end of the day, what I'm trying to say is this game fucking, I'm going to argue, is objectively, measurably, fucking in terms of its public meaning, even if we don't enjoy it. There are many things I don't enjoy. I like fucking hockey. No, like our conversation about hockey moments ago. I tell you, I fucking hate sports.
I know. I know.
I think they're fucking useless, bro. But nonetheless, it doesn't impede the fact that out in the world, that, again, I love uselessness. Don't get me wrong. Like, I don't fucking like. For me, I don't derive any pleasure from them whatsoever. But does it fucking change the fact that their nature is ultimately ludic, like the games that we enjoy? No, it doesn't. I'm not going to make that observation to you because what? I don't fucking have fun with it? You know? Fuck you, man. There's more to the universe than that. Your very fucking perception is more than your perception. It's a fucking part of the world, bro. It's not occurring where? Where is it? You know? You don't believe in God, but you believe in the humanist subject? You're an idiot, right? Truly, you're an idiot. Like, this is just indefensible, childlike fucking epistemology. But I guess what we're getting at the end of the day is that, and this is where fucking I would like the actual thing to start, This whole fucking controversy has hammered home for me the sense in which there's no fucking objective standard motivating professional criticism. Nobody fucking even takes for real that such a thing exists, bro.
No,
they
we
literally
haven't heard
start
that
from
ever.
the premise that there is no such a thing, right? We start from the premise that a review is or
just
coverage
like
of a game is just my opinion,
man.
You know?
It's
just how you feel about
your
it.
opinion, man.
Literally,
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy on Twitter today, and I said, so fucking, if one guy's opinion is water is wet and one is dry, one man is wrong. And he's like, well, the only way you can know it is from experience. It's like, bro, it's actually contained in the definition of the thing.
Yeah.
Whether or not you have an experience of water, if you fucking know what it is, you know it's wet or dry. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm trying to say? It's simply not a matter of
there's no
experience.
beating around that
it's the
bush.
fucking
It's-
public
yeah,
meaning of
yeah.
the definition. You know? What fucking
Well, my water is
chundering
dry.
fucking idiocy.
Huh.
It's impossible to talk to people. I find it. You know, I say this
Yeah.
every day to my wife. Like, I just can't stand
You know what
interacting
I'm
with my fellow
curious
man.
about? I want to like almost sort of dig through like the history of reviews and see if like was there ever
I think
that
though
sort of
the
objective
problem is
standard
no,
or
of course
no?
not, because reviews emerged in the midst of consumer culture.
Consumer,
Their whole
yeah.
purpose was advertising originally, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And fucking still,
but if they're
the people taking these high grounds,
yeah.
you know,
say
fucking
if-
in magazines, on YouTube with millions of followers, bro, you're capital motivated. You're not a fucking art critic. You're not doing it as an academic or an impartial observer. You're chasing cash,
True.
whilst influencing the future of this medium. You know?
That's the scary part, because it's one thing to just like you said, they're chasing money. They'll say whatever they got to say, but then if you're, that's the other shit end of the stick, where if you're influencing what
Yeah.
comes out of the industry next because of certain games that have tanked and deterring people from playing something
That's
that
right,
is
that's
good.
right. So-
that's where we get like the danger point,
I
right?
really think so. So honestly, just to fucking keep it
Scary.
all fucking on
Yeah.
fucking track before we blast off
yeah.
into the stratosphere, I'd like to do that after.
I'm already blasted off.
I'd like
so
to fucking
thank
say,
God
firstly, the first fucking point is that there is fucking very clearly, and this situation just brings to a head this fucking fact, no fucking extra mental or objective standard for criticism. We take for granted this fucking basic bitch neoliberal epistemology that would deny that such a thing could even in principle exist. And we just go on that way. And you get reviews. I have some fucking quotes on our fucking page for this week's conversation today if you'd like to investigate for yourself. Reviews fucking literally amount to people fucking saying things like I did or did not like it, you know? And to fucking measuring it against other games, making relative or subjective comparisons, in all cases avoiding any sort of committal statement about the thing in itself, as
Right.
though it is
Yeah.
an you know what I mean? As though it's just an impossibility. And this is clear, again, because of
like-
these reviews themselves, because of statements, even like Brian Altano there from IGN talking about it's a good game because I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was his
Tantamount
point.
to
Well,
this.
the media is saying this, but
But I
saying
had more
that
fun with it,
because
like-
I like it. Yeah. Well, thanks. Great.
You know, there's
All right.
this. There are other.
I like it.
There are
Ah.
other issues. Think about how fucking things like accessibility. You know, Phil Spencer's blog talking about teaching people math with games.
Math.
Fucking Sekiro Easy Mode. It is fucking literally taken for granted that the value of a game is as a fucking consumer product meant to titillate or please you. It is not fucking in any sense regarded as a thing out in the world deserving of respect in and of itself. You literally approach it in the sense of what can I take from it?
Yeah.
You know?
How much
what does it do
enjoyment?
for me?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah.
The same way you would fucking.
Which is kind of fucked up.
It
if
is
you
because
think
it
about
means
It's
that
kinda
there's no
fucked
fucking
up.
possibility from the get-go in this medium ever attaining maturity, right? The same way that cinema would be. You know, you think you're gonna have a department of video game
But-
studies
but I
with
think-
fucking these guys chundering
no,
about
definitely not,
how you
but-
can't get your money's worth with something?
But
what?
I think part of that is
You know?
also a problem with like our modern time. Like movies aren't. Who the fuck look like all the people who think of movies as like these, fucking art.
They do
pieces,
exist, though. It's true,
They
they
exist,
exist.
but they're also kind of in the.
minority,
in the
perhaps.
minority
But
and,
that
like,
doesn't
the-
mean that fucking, the majority has to be populated by the exact inverse. Like, you can read any major newspaper, and there's a fairly credible fucking cinema reviewer there, fucking who offers his opinions on things at the film festival. Even in Toronto, we have that in
Yeah,
every
yeah,
newspaper.
yeah.
Even in the Toronto Sun, in the fucking National Post,
True,
and the
true,
Star.
okay,
you know
yeah,
what I
fair
mean?
enough.
It's taken seriously as a medium, and this will
Yeah,
never
yeah.
occur
Never.
if the
no,
fucking medium
not
is
with-
treated
not
like
with
this,
video
right?
games. No.
And again, the first
They don't-
premise here, it's very clear from people's own statements that this is how they view it. It's not a thing in itself. I don't even know if I believe in things in themselves. The value of anything, and especially games, is as a consumer product meant to please me. And this is clear not only from the fucking statements themselves, but from people's reactions to other issues. Accessibility. If Sekiro should have an easy mode. I don't care if it ruins the game, whatever that might even be. I only want me to enjoy the game.
It doesn't ruin it for you.
You understand?
You can just play it
as
on
though
normal.
the thing does not have a form or essence of its own. And we argue again in thousands and thousands of words that it does. If you give a fuck, and if not, fuck you, you know? And lastly, there was one more fucking important thing to mention on this subject.
Fuck you.
Yes, indeed.
Classic.
Especially that. But that wasn't the point. And the last fucking point, and this is actually fucking important to mention. We can tell that the standard of criticism is absolutely subjective because when it comes to assessing things that exhibit the exact same extramental, physical, objectives, you know, functional, structural characteristics, progression elements, fucking quality of writing, just the actual tangible bits of the game, the features of it. When it comes to games with literally the same fucking shit, the reaction could not be more varied.
Yeah.
This is impossible if there's a measurable fucking standard. If you were to approach these things from the vantage of a critic or a natural scientist, this would literally be impossible.
Yeah, almost, you know, as if, like, and not in the same sense, but, you know, like, as if there was a criteria, like how IGN or GameSpot, whichever dumb website used to be, and this is, like, loosely one of them, you know, related, but how they would have, like, gameplay, graphics, like, that's, you know, very whatever, but essentially what you're saying, right? If
in
there
fact,
was at
we
least
actually have
some
something
kind
like that
of
on our
fucking,
website.
yeah, some kind of criteria where you sort of fill in what is done well.
In other
what's
words, some
not,
objective
what's
conception of
basic.
the
Yeah.
anatomy of a game.
Yeah.
What parts comprise it so that you can say such a thing,
You know?
for example, as like we fucking champion this kind of criticism. Again, being able to distinguish the parts and say the form or concept is fucking great. In these subcomponents, it's excellent. Perhaps in terms of its execution or matter, how
Yeah.
you fucking have accomplished this graphically in terms of its proximate matter, how you've accomplished it in terms of designing the systems, its remote matter. You can measure where a game fucking comes up short according to objective criteria. And especially here, you measure it in relation to itself. These mechanics are bad because they failed to express the concept. This concept is bad because it's not proportional to the mechanics. You know what I mean? We're not sitting here saying, oh, well, it's good, but I didn't like it. Like, fucking, what are you writing this for?
It wasn't really
What are you
fun.
doing, bro?
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you, right? I can't stand that the tenor
It's
of
just-
our zeitgeist is like this. It's awful,
well,
you know?
It's just funny because
Ugh.
it's clear to see, like, how the game media is, like, almost game illiterate, where they look
think
at
so.
it as, like, this shallow, like, if it can, like, tickle my balls.
You can't
and then
read the text. You just describe
right? Yeah.
how it impacts
This is-
you. You know what I mean? It's like somebody
Yeah.
looking at the pages in a book and describing if they like the font or some shit like that, right? Like,
Yeah.
truly, people are game
It's
illiterate.
so
People who are
fucked,
paid
eh?
to do this. And
That's
I think
scary, man. That's
what is the
scary
consequence
shit.
of this fucking game illiteracy? You know? And again, I think it fucking ultimately reduces to
Hopefully
the
nothing,
epistemology, the theory of knowledge that people carry around in their heads now. It's not examined because it's stupid, and if they did, they would throw it away. But it ultimately amounts to this fucking idea that you can really have no sense of object. There is no such a thing as the world outside your head. We're all just a bunch of fucking atoms fucking clashing.
Yeah.
Epistemological atoms where there can never be any just pure fucking, oh, it's so stupid. And literally nobody believes this. No smart man alive on earth, I tell you right now, entertains this kind of shit. Only people who have never examined it and the politicians who want to take advantage of them. But
Right.
that all aside, the consequences of this. What's the fucking consequence of this? What does this mean, man? Well, it means
Well,
that the fucking
yeah.
people with inordinate sway over the financial success of every game that comes out, and resultantly the kinds of games made in the future, are fucking chodes, absolutely unqualified to perform that function, that gatekeeping function, truly. Not only are they unqualified, they do so for greed and capital. And they fucking shitbomb quality things. The fucking only thing that results in this is a bunch of people who, again, we can measure their reaction to the same kinds of things and say there's no fucking objective standard. What standards do they adhere to then? Access bases, fucking capital, motivation, and brand loyalty in most cases. If you fucking put a nice, or fucking weird, just like humanist impulses, I would say, right? If you put a nice daddy-based story on a game like this, it's gonna clean up, man. It's gonna get some
Done.
GOTY awards. Wow, the fucking
GOTY.
rodent had a real
GOTY.
relation with his dad that reminded me of how I treat my own child. You know, 10 out of 10. Sort of fucking
This
thing.
all-
Or if, like I fucking have been saying over and over, if it was a Zelda game, which, you know, I will get back into that. it would have fucking done better, man. It just would.
Absolutely.
I mean, and it's because in the absence of objective criterion, people fucking tend towards those things that titillate them the most. Some fucking hearty brew, a combination of these stupid factors, that I just listed to you.
You know what's funny though? This kind of comes back around to the point that you'll see even any, average just fucking Joe on Twitter saying that like the games media is just disconnected from reality. And that's why you'll get things like even Anthem being a possibility that like, dude, those fucking the people at the helm of that thought like
they probably were reading Kotaku and thought it'd be a fucking sick idea.
This is gonna be a stellar success, and everybody, including us, were just like, what the fuck?
What
are you guys doing?
Called that fucking the moment we saw it, bro.
What are you guys making over here? Get out of here! Like,
they're disconnected from reality in this sharp sense, not merely from the sense that they don't know what the consumer wants. They're literally, they don't believe in reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking brutal, bro. It's brutal. The consequences of this fucking ineptitude of the mind is that the people who decide what games will be made in the future do so on the basis of bullshit, and greed and fucking brand recognition. It's awful. It's utterly awful,
man. It's gonna be utterly some tough times. But I mean, luckily we're not.
Yeah.
Look at this. This looks straight out of Ghost of Tsushima. What the fuck? Are you
it's
kidding
better,
me?
actually.
What the
it's
fuck?
Better. I'm sorry. It's a better game in every fucking way. It is. Straight up. Fuck you. It's a better game. I mean, prove me wrong. Fuck you. I'll write you fucking... Never mind. We'll get back into that.
I mean, the only thing I can say is like...
Not you. I know.
Oh, no. I know. But I'm trying to at least, pose as someone fucking... Like, I'm trying to... I haven't played it, but... Oh, I did actually play a couple minutes, but not extensively as you. I just wanted to say that, like... what can you say? Does it not have enough like AAA fucking blockbuster polish? I'm just pulling up all those bullshit words.
Well, I'll list off to you a bunch of things. Actually, the publisher did the work for me. They were mocking these idiots on Twitter for the contradictory reviews, THQ Nordic, and it pissed off a lot of journos.
Really? I missed that today.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Before we get into that, though, I'd like to fucking... I've just laid out that shit for you. One, these people have no fucking objective standard of criticism. In the absence of that, they fucking pursue... It does. They pursue shit subjective standards of criticism or fucking profit. And fucking what does that produce? A bunch of gatekeepers of the future of games that are fucking predatory and unqualified.
Man. Scary.
And what do we propose as a solution? I propose as a fucking solution all that shit I fucking blab about on our stupid website. We propose in an unoriginal manner because I remarked to you earlier in the day. Remember that Twitter feed I showed you where that writer for a bunch of games, that lady there was talking about... What was her name?
She made a good point, actually.
Her name was...
What the fuck?
Kara Ellison. She was remarking that most of the time when people talk about fucking games like this and they say they're not good or they're not this or that, they mean that they're lacking in some fucking superficial niceties that AAA games have. And because of this, there's a homogenization of games. AA will just stop existing. She says, I propose the solution. You judge the thing on its own merits, according to what it is, what its form is, in other words, and what it's trying to fucking accomplish.
Just try and get in touch with her and bring her on the fucking... on like a...
fucking well. Shit, she'll be like, these guys are fucked. I'm not gonna...
Yeah, I know, right?
And we are fucked. I'm sorry.
We are fucked. We're fucked up.
In an unoriginal manner, though, because I'm referring to people like this, or even the philosophers whose opinions I'm basing this on, I propose we approach games like the fucking outside world, as full of fucking things in itself, worthy of fucking respect as independent entities. If we like them or not, a distinction from quality, in fact, that professionals actually seem capable of making. Skill Upset in his fucking tweet about Resident Evil 8. It's a good game. I just didn't like it that much. Holy shit.
Wow.
You fucking genius.
Crazy,
if you could say that elsewise, everything would be fine. This is a fucking distinction professionals are capable of making. If we can fucking make this distinction, we can approach games in the same fucking way a natural scientist approaches fucking his or her subject matter, respecting the thing fucking as a totality or even in its specific parts, as a being in itself. We can seek to fucking circumscribe, determine, classify, but in no cases just merely speak of how we feel about it. My God.
Dude, this looks fucking incredible. And I have to be honest, and even to further this point home, is that, like, I played it here and... I briefly played it for like 20 minutes and I didn't not like it, but nothing like jumped out to me right away to just go home and play it right away. Like I still wanted to play Mass Effect, but...
No, I feel you, but like, listen to this. This is from IGN's review. Cookie-cutter approach to objectives and puzzles feels 2 or so generations off the pace of other open-world action games, and that leaves the quest to gather all of the things feeling repetitive early on. Literally, bro, what the fuck are you talking about? Show me one game that does any of these things better, and tell me what you mean when you say it feels X, Y, or Z. What are you talking about? How is this a sentence that somebody got paid to write? You know what I mean? It's fucking distressing, man.
Yeah,
it's distressing
weird.
Because I think the future of games I'm going to play is determined by schmucks like that. You know? That's fucked. That's fucking utterly fucked. Utterly, utterly fucked. And it sucks.
That's
and
scary,
fuck you
man.
and
It's
fuck
scary.
everybody else who fucking participates in this. If you'd like to come on our show so I can tell you to fuck yourself, and you can say it back to me, of course, that's
Fair. What's fair is fair.
the best. We can fucking get into that too. And all of that aside, that formal fucking pseudo-formal fucking argument being fucking out of the way, man, I want to fucking talk a little bit and engage about fucking why this is such a great game, man. I fucking love this game. I love it. It's fucking a rare experience. It's
It
a
looks
couple of times a
incredible
year
from
for
me just sitting here
Yeah.
watching it. I know I played like briefly the intro, which is just I played like half an hour. It's not even enough to say fuck all about it, right? But it seems to be a common problem for me lately. But
It's okay, man.
Anyways,
You're
you've
playing Mass
played,
Effect for us.
you've played extensively, right?
I did play quite extensively. I'm
And
fucking
from
approaching
what I'm
the end
seeing,
game.
it looks fucking insane. Honestly, I totally didn't expect it to even look this good.
Yeah, I think this
It
is
looks
another
insane.
this is another instance where we find ourselves in the presence of a great pastiche, you know, in
Are
the
we
presence of a great
in
fucking
the
work that
midst?
in the same way that, you know, my bro there that I'm always fucking talking about, Marty 10, he talks about fucking Ghost Faust, and he's like, in some cases it's advantageous to take matter from another source, you know, to fucking paint your picture with fucking ideas, immediate fucking things that somebody else has already worked through. It's already charged with a certain degree of semiotic fucking valence. Like, it has meaning already. It has a semantic fucking quality that you don't need to engineer, and you can therefore fucking you can already like take it for granted and deploy it in the service of a more complex thought, right? Like, and in the same way, I think what fucking has happened here, we talked about Ghost of Tsushima like this too. It's fucking a game that's very literate in the genre. You know what I mean? It knows fucking everything that's going on in this genre. It has fucking environmental effects from Breath of the Wild, you know, different zones where there's cold or there's heat, and you need to fucking compensate with clothes or items or what have you. You can even put
Okay.
stats. You can buy stats with certain points that fucking give you resistances too, which is neat to compensate.
Wow.
You know?
Okay.
There's mounts that seem like they're from World of Warcraft, bro. The fucking sense in which you go out collecting mounts most fucking reminds me of the way that I did so in WoW, right? Every time you stop in a new town, you check the mount vendor to see if there's one that you want or looks cool, and the mounts are incredible. They're incredible.
Wow. Okay.
I really
cool.
do like
Fuck,
them.
I didn't know that.
There's
either.
fucking Souls-like combat. You know, it's fucking iframe based in terms of how the dodges work. There's fucking parries straight out of Sekiro that when
Yeah, I
you
noticed
initiate
that.
them, they
Yeah,
have like
yeah.
an execution fucking thing that follows that are fucking quite challenging to pull
Badass.
off, actually. It's not easy. The combat fucking feels amazing. You know, whatever fucking anybody's saying, and you can find the again, THQ Nordic there fucking tweeting about it, saying, you know, 2 reviews. They were comparing quotes from them. One guy saying the combat's shit, the other guy saying it's the fucking best part of the game. It truly is amazing. It's great combat. You can do
You know
things
what,
that I
though?
wish I could do in other games. Like, you know, when you're
Like
playing
what?
Souls and you want to jump around or do more than your stamina will
Yeah,
allow.
yeah.
I think maybe Sekiro is still slightly more fluid. Like, it's
Okay,
still,
probably,
you know,
yeah. I mean,
but this
also
game
made by
fucking,
FromSoft
yeah, no, sure.
versus 20
But this
people
game
or
feels fucking amazing, bro. It feels so
It
good to
looks
play.
nice and
It feels
fucking
really good.
smooth,
And
yeah.
at this point, I'm fucking level 34 or something. I have my guy. He literally has the
And-
best weapon and gun in the game.
And aren't you even playing on what are you playing on? The PS5, but it's not patched up for PS5?
No, it's not patched up for PS.
It's running on like PS4
Yes,
Pro
in
1080p,
1080p, yeah.
not even 4K.
The 4K is gonna knock it out of the park. Yeah. Yep.
That's incredible, man.
It has the
Wow.
fucking-
and it looks great. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
it
I can't
does.
even tell. What the fuck?
It has the RPG mechanics of a fucking, you know, a great comparison is Kingdoms of Amalur, actually, in so many ways. That
okay.
game is a fucking startling precedent for this, except the combat in this is much better. That was too MMO-like, in my opinion. But that game is probably the closest thing to this. The same sort of scope, the same sort of AA fucking approach. It's amazing, bro. But it has stuff from everything. You know, it has Souls-like combat, the fucking open-world progression straight out of a game like fucking, you know, Days Gone or fucking even the more recent
Fucking
Assassin's Creed,
sick,
right?
dude.
Yeah. Except for the fact that it's not tedious as all fucking shit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit about that, you know, later on. It's got fucking fort takeovers, like from Fallout. It really is like a grab bag of everything in so many fucking ways. Like, and it sounds like, you know, initially, like maybe there would be some fucking credibility to the assertion that all of these things are fucking half-baked, but truly, man, they're not fucking in any sense that way. They all fucking are part of a fucking universe that feeds into itself. I've been at home making charts fucking about how the story parts lock into each other and the gameplay parts do too. It's a fucking brilliant composition, man. All of the gameplay parts, I guess that's where we're starting, fucking work together so well. And I'd say there's fucking, you know, a 3-part fucking layer to this fucking game. It's
Yeah,
like a
yeah,
layer cake,
yeah.
right? The top layer, like its basic genre would be your fucking, you know, Kingdoms of Amalur or even fucking Oblivion or fucking Days Gone, you know, Ghost of Tsushima,
okay.
like like fucking Breath of the Wild style open world adventure game.
Open world, yeah, set out and kind of
adventure game. And I guess in this case, you know, your genre and your progression kind of bleed together in a sense, right? Like they fucking melt in a way into fucking one sort of thing, because there are adventure games that aren't quite open world, kind of like Souls, but this is an adventure game where the map is approachable from any vantage. That's what I think what makes it open world, right? We have the adventure fucking action part is the genre. The open world part is sort of like a fucking genre sub-qualification, and when it comes down to the fucking combat, we have fucking Souls-like fucking crazy action shit, man. It's tempered, and fucking arcadey in a way that makes it not punishing and totally fucking a blast to literally play moment to moment. I'm playing on normal, by the way, not hard, so maybe it would be different if you fucking cranked it up, but that's my experience with this after 30 fucking hours. And that's the fucking gameplay. And in all these aspects, it's fucking riffing on so many things, but I think it does all of them better. It does all of them fucking better, bro. In terms of the fucking open world mechanics, like the base takeover, all of these fucking side elements, the base takeover, after fucking completing a couple of them, if your character is good, like you have a morality system too, that's determined by your interactions with literally everything in the world. If your character is a good guy and you fucking have done the fucking other 2 bases already, you have an option to end the war early and just unlock all of the fucking different, like make them not hostile, all the other fucking tribes right off the bat.
Really?
In keeping with your character's morality and the fucking tenor of the gameplay that you've been playing so far, you know? After beating 2 of them,
how does that work for the story? Like,
the tribes have seen that you fucking put those other 2 down and they want to fucking make peace with you. Your character is like a fucking descendant of the fucking old chieftain of the old village there and shit like that, and they heard you came back and they heard your
is that like an ending to the game? Like,
no, just to that component of it. Otherwise, if you want to, you can go take over the map manually and fight all those guys. And if you do, you get a fucking weapon from their tribe leaders, actually, like a unique weapon. So that's fucking the incentive to do it. But if your character is like mine, you can just fucking be like, yeah, fucking end the war early. That fucking component of the game is fucking solved. You know what I mean? And you just go on with the rest of it, right? Like, but that's in there. It's part of the world. And there are rewards for accomplishing it. And it feeds the story. Like, one way of playing the game is to want the war to go down, to want the fucking bosses to destroy the world tree and to bring about the end of the world and escape on a fucking spaceship, bro. I shit you not.
What?
That's a thing, yeah. It is a thing. So fucking, you can approach this in so many different ways, but it doesn't make sense for my character to fucking go about fucking conquering these forts. Now, in the most open world games, it's too fucking bad, bro. You know, in Assassin's Creed, it doesn't make sense for fucking Buddy to go raiding a bunch of monasteries after he's already rich as fuck. Fuck yeah, you know, fuck it. Doesn't make him a bad guy, he's a Viking, yeah. But here, those fucking actions have your relationship to the world plays out in the fucking gameplay. You don't have to fucking go to war. The other guys fucking see what you're trying to do and they agree with you, right?
They react accordingly and
see what I mean? And how like it fucking knows the genre and yet it's willing to say these fucking gameplay conventions should sure serve the concept. And this is one of the ways in which I think like fucking, you know, exactly like with Fallout 5, I argue, or Days Gone or Death Stranding, the open world systems can fucking really serve the concept. They're not at war with it, right? The parts are fucking cohesive. They explain each other.
Yeah, it's just
when
they're just thrown in and or you know cobbled together like.
That's right.
Or just done for like.
In this game, you're not just correct. Like you're never out collecting meaningless shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there's a boat you're trying to build for one of the bosses. You may stumble on the items that you need to upgrade it earlier in the game, and you'll start collecting them, and you'll notice, like, I have 1 out of 9 of these parts. And you don't know what they do. And you have very little incentive to collect them, of course.
Right, yeah.
But then you find out they're part of that fucking quest. So anything you've collected is already attributed to that fucking progress.
Okay, cool.
And you can pursue the rest of them, right? It's never like you're just out collecting fucking pigeons or some trivial shit. And in many cases, if you don't fucking need it, other than the fucking 4 main quests, where you need, like, certain parts, and even then you don't have to get all of them, you don't have to do it. And even the game fucking tells you not to do it or fucking writes it off if it's against the story progress or something to do with the universe, right? Like, the way all these parts work together is fucking fascinating. And you can't just reduce it to, like, a checklist of do this or do that. Like, there's find the parts for the boat. Go fucking with this... Literally, there's this drunk guy that wants you to find him stuff to drink all over the map. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It sounds more like a Fallout game, the way you're describing it.
I think so, in many ways. Yeah, I guess so. And, like, the fucking quest givers, all of these guys, most of these quests have a fucking named quest giver associated with them. Except for ones where, like, in every base, like, you'll see I walk into a base here, and there's, like, some fucking, there's, like, you know, treasure in it, or, like, these little mice you unlock in cages that give you a psychic point or some bullshit. Those are, you know, meager, like, upgrading fucking collectibles akin to loot, right? But, like, every fucking actual side quest or something is related most of the... I'm almost certain almost every one is related except for those item ones, to a character with a name and a personality and a story that you can ask in the end of the game to fucking go with you on this spaceship if you want to. And they'll say yes or no depending on your morality and how you talk to them.
Really?
They all have personalities and shit, man. It's fucking unbelievable. I really like... It's such a fucking incredible game, bro. It's such a fucking
when we say world building, like that's literally
world
what
building.
the fuck
it's
we
literally
mean,
like an
right?
organism. All the parts feed into each other beautifully, and it's a pastiche, but the parts are employed here in an organic totality, right?
Like you just put like how you're saying like Souls combat, like that's just put in because you know it works. Like it serves the point.
Sure.
Like it's,
but why would you? It's a good color to express the thought,
I mean,
right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
Like those things are cobbled together because they're
work. They're technologies of expression. They're like alphabet, right?
Yeah.
And you employ them in this case. You know?
Yeah.
They do so well. Look how fun the combat is, bro. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it looks fucking sweet.
It's like people like it doesn't feel very good. Like what are you dude? All I play is these games. I play all of them. You can go online and see all of the hours I put into all of them. Okay, Brian, whatever the fuck, man. It does. I don't know what else to say.
One thing I can say for sure, like it's not like you could say it's fucking worse than Breath of the Wild because it's obviously not.
I think like honestly measured against its inspirations,
game was, universally
I never even played that all the way fucking through because I honestly couldn't. But like I played every game this was inspired by practically, other than that fucking to the end, bro. And like all of them, especially the Souls likes, it plays like it feels amazing in comparison to those. That's why I like it. I tend to combat like this. Every game, I'm like, I wish it had this fucking dodge. I wish it could levitate a little bit. Like, it has fucking
a little more
exactly
floating,
all the...
but still grounded, not like Final Fantasy 15, like floaty style. But
I really like, it doesn't feel
the
like...
freedom of movement, right?
I don't feel like it's unpolished. I feel like it's very, very polished. I'm never like, oh shit, it's
honestly, I'm watching this footage and I'm pretty fucking surprised.
I'm never feeling like it's resisting me. I feel that when I play Souls more, honestly. When you're playing Dark Souls and you I fucking want to dodge your fucking... fat character stuff. You know, look at that. What are you talking about?
This guy's flying.
I don't know what you're talking about. Literally, like it feels amazing. The whole thing feels amazing. I feel like stopping and taking pictures because how beautiful it is all the time. A spaceship. What the fuck? You know?
Biomune.
All right, whatever. Just crashed into the world tree. Yeah, there's no weird or important symbolism to that. Never mind. Let's just write about how it's unpolished, quote unquote.
We should fucking like formalize this and like on Saturday come up with it in the podcast and.
Yeah, we should. I mean, fucking most of it's already here, right? Like, we fucking laid all that shit out. Now we're explaining to you why I think it's fucking awesome, right? Like, it takes all of its genre inspirators. It fucking mechanically, in my opinion, does... I think this is measurable, too. Mm-hmm. That guy who fucking analyzes all the games on Twitter there, you know, the guy who analyzes... he worked on Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, the gameplay...
he should talk about this game, because I bet you he would fucking back all this shit up for sure. It's fucking incredibly well made.
Hit him up on Twitter.
If fucking Mans is telling me God of War 2018 plays well and you're telling me this plays bad, you fucking friend are higher than I am, which is astounding.
Impossible.
Frankly, it's astounding. I'm jealous. If that's
cheating.
True,
he's using heroin or something. He's cheating.
Oh!
Never mind.
See what I mean?
Never mind.
Exactly. We're prepared for these situations.
Of course, always.
Inevitability. Yeah.
Epic,
Still higher than I am.
Epic.
I don't know, man. I really feel strongly about this because I love beauty. You know? And I think games, people laugh at me when I fucking say this to them with a straight face. It's actually amazing, you know? Like in person. Like nobody will ever take you seriously if you say things like this. But
I've probably done it. What is it?
Fucking games are fucking beautiful. That's why they exist. And if you don't fucking see how literally fucking transcending your own skin to enact the essence of another thing is a way to fucking see the real and to participate in beauty, then you're fucked. I'm sorry. And to treat games like this, just be like, wow, it's not like... To treat games like this and to fucking... That gave me an opportunity to correct my tone. I tend to vitriol, but fucking, man... To treat them like this as other consumer products, to fucking say they're bad because they don't meet your fucking shallow expectations of what a game that costs hundreds of millions of dollars should be. Like, you're fucking disenfranchising this medium. You're making it so that it's the most fucking bourgeois fucking gentrified medium ever. That only fucking massive publicly traded corporations can fucking can work in because everyone's afraid if they fucking don't make some HBO style or fucking branded shite, they're gonna get fucking tanked by you. You know? But that's why also I fucking found it amazing that you showed me that stat about the best-selling games on Steam and how Cyberpunk is still selling amazing on Steam.
Number 10.
Fuck
which
yes.
is impressive considering Steam
Good.
has
Fuck
like
you.
a billion
Just like Days
games.
Gone. Just like Days Gone, man. It sold amazing, even if the fucking...
Well, Days Gone was number 1 on that list. That's why I sent it to you. Yeah.
And everybody said that was shit too,
Days
man.
Days Gone was the number
people
1
are fucked.
Steam
All these
seller.
games. Days Gone. Death Stranding. This game.
I think they were all on the list. Resident Evil was on there, yeah.
it's not like fucking as good as the other ones, and I'd rather play that because it didn't feel as nice to me, you know? Like,
it's like fucking
exasperating. I just can't stand it, man.
Death Stranding. Just
I want people to talk in terms of fucking
simulator.
things in the world. That's all I'm fucking saying at the end of the day. You know, when you say something, fucking justify it. You should fucking take a screenshot. Like, is it so fucking ridiculous? When you're talking about something in a game, you should have footage of that part in the game. You cite that shit for me the same way I do. The same way I cite a page in a book when I fucking quote it. You're just talking out your fucking ass. You can't justify anything you're saying. It fucking makes me sick, bro. And you're gonna make it so that I can't play games like this in the fucking future.
Yeah,
fuck
definitely.
you. Fuck
At
you.
least
Fuck you.
that's the
And you're getting
counter-
paid. You know?
Ugh.
It's not like you're fucking doing a good thing for anybody. Fuck you, right? Ugh.
Yeah,
disgusting.
the media's out of control.
The media's
man. The
disgusting.
journals
I
are
mean, the
fucking-
concept of the fourth estate revolts me for fucking deep reasons that I'm not going to get into right now because it's more profitable to talk about Biomutant. A fucking comparison, though, I would like to fucking bring up is like, how, in God's holy fucking name, bro, people could say something like this game is redundant or repetitive in its fucking systems, things overlap or things occur too much. There's fucking too much repetition, and then go and dump hundreds of hours into games like Oblivion or Breath of the Wild, bro.
fucking-
Destiny, sure. But Breath
Which
of the
isn't
Wild,
the same
like,
type of game, but at the end of the day, there's no substance comparatively.
true.
Anyway,
But
like,
the thing that stands out to me about Breath of the Wild is how fucking sparse it is in ways this game is rich, okay? We talked before about how I don't like how in Breath of the Wild, this is essentially one boss model. You know, you didn't even bother to make more than one boss model. That's fucking shit.
Agreed.
Bro.
That's
That's lazy as
is
fuck.
shit,
There's like
yeah.
6 enemies that you fight the whole game.
It is
different
it is-
colors
It
of the
is a
same
little.
enemy.
It
know?
is. Yeah, the game's
it's
a little
fucking huge. It's a
anemic
masterclass in
on-
world design.
on enemy, yeah.
It's huge because there's nothing fucking there. Why do I want to walk
I
fucking
like that
50
though,
kilometers?
because I
mean, fine,
I
fair
feel
enough.
like it serves kind of.
I mean,
the,
that's okay. That I'm open to that too. I just
Yeah.
mean to say, how could you say this about this?
yes, your
But
comparison
that
is
about the
spot
other
on.
one.
Is spot
I just
on,
mean to
yeah.
say it's very evident that you have no fucking
It's clear.
objective
There's
measure
there's
of anything.
there's a
right?
double standard. They're moving the goalposts.
I'm
There's,
sure
you
I know why.
there's-
I already
yeah,
said
yeah,
why many
exactly.
times because you're a
You know,
fucking brand
yeah.
prostitute,
But
straight
your,
up.
your
but
point stands. Like, you know exactly
Yeah.
what you said about Breath of the Wild. And
in terms of the bro,
you can't do
I
this
can't-
in Breath of the Wild.
No, you definitely cannot. It does not feel that good. It doesn't feel nearly as good. I played that too, and I couldn't play it because it didn't feel that great, man. Honestly, like
yeah.
I understand people love it and stuff.
Oh, I hear you.
I'm not trying to fucking be a dick, like except when I am trying to be a dick. On
Whatever
Twitter, but-
criticism you have, I'll totally probably gladly like understand it and agree with you.
It's
I still
fucking
love
just
the
that,
shit out
man.
of the
It's
game,
repetitive
but-
as fuck. I just don't like playing
Yeah.
it. What the fuck? You gotta watch your. I like the whole game consists of chores and tedium.
Pretty much.
And the worst part to me is those fucking puzzles. Just out of nowhere, some fucking civilization's like, here you fucking find. It's fucking dude. It blows my mind. You know how you find resources in this game? The fucking inhabitants of the world turn them into totems, like these plastics and microchips from the old world. They think they have some significance, so they stack them in totems across the world. When you go to collect plastic to build weapons, that's how you find it. You know what I mean?
That's so
That's
goofy.
fucking. But
That's hilarious.
think about how fucking what that means, man. Some guy sat there and thought about how to make something meaningful. You know, something rote, something that could be shite and useless. He thought how to make it meaningful. It's amazing.
That is pretty
That's
funny.
fucking sick. And in Breath of the Wild, I killed the fucking same enemy I fought 1,000 times. He dropped some fucking weapon, made a crystal out of his ass, and he fucking. I'm gonna lose it eventually anyways. Or, in the middle of my explorations to save the world, I stopped to do some fucking block puzzles. Or some turning my switch
Yeah.
with fucking balls. What the fuck
I
is
know,
that?
when you fucking-
What is that?
Yeah.
How are you telling me doing 100 plus of those is not whatever adjectives you applied to
You
this?
really fucking broke that game for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't. I just. That's the clearest instance, and it appears to me like literally the games, both of those games, underneath the fucking skin of it, are almost the same, except one is fucking less tedious and feels better to play.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly, yeah.
The other is branded with Nintendo, right? Like.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And on top of that, bro, the universe, people are like, this is the thing that pissed me off the most about the IGN fucking review, actually. It's people who it's like people who watch the Trailer Park Boys and think it's fucking dumb. Because it is about stupidity.
Because it is about-
you know what
exactly,
I mean?
exactly.
This fucking IGN guy's like, oh, I don't understand. Like, 1 minute the narrator's waxing poetic about the world tree and how all of creation is intertwined. And the next, my character is going up the boss's ass and talking about poo. Like, okay, bro. Okay, Mr. Bourgie fucking morality, where's
Yeah,
the
I don't get it.
contradiction?
Like, what?
Explain it to me. How come the fucking Buddhist can say, fucking the absolute is at the end of this dung stick, and your fucking Californian intellect cannot wrap itself around it?
that.
What the fuck, man? That's exactly the point. The point exactly is that all things feed into each other, not that all things except for the poop and the rodents. Like, what do you mean? It literally just told you its thesis, and you're mad at it for following through to the end? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense, you know? Oh my God. Absolutely unobjective. Not even able to follow the thing's own literal statements through to their own inner logic. It's utterly fucking depressing, bro. Again, these people determine what we will play.
That's scary. That's awful.
If I made that game, they would determine what I got paid for it. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like with the
Oh
fucking
my
Cyberpunk
God.
thing where
They're worse than landlords.
had
They're
a-
fucking. They occupy this disgusting locus in bourgeois society that fucking deprives people of fucking money and art of reception. Due to what? You know? Due to what? Because
it's gonna
what?
be gray and bland one day, buddy.
Ugh, it's all gonna be like. What is it gonna be? I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know. That's
Branded
scary,
fucking
though. You're right.
HBO
That is
style
terrifying.
crap. That's really my fucking stake in all this. Fucking man, what's at stake? You think it's nothing? The fucking kinds of things a civilization represents in its fucking media and its art. It's not nothing. If you think that, that's just further confirmation of this fucking shitty epistemology I was accusing you of earlier. The whole world's a bunch of fucking closed systems. Hey, man. You know, ask the blind man in his walking stick. Then fuck you. God damn, right? Like it's so lazy. I just yeah.
And thus begins the
So,
campaign.
in summary, fucking professional opinions, you should always be suspicious of people who are being paid who are doing something for profit and not out of love, you know?
Useless fucking barb
Yes.
out of their mouth.
And what I guess I am arguing is against for-profit fucking institutions that mean anything of any kind. Fucking, that's not really radical. It's just the past 100 years or so that they even existed at all, right? And you're all fucking products of them, and you're fucking parasites and predators, and you ruin people's lives, and you ruin our fucking ability to play games in the future.
It's true, man. Do you remember, like, I mean, fucking, there was all that bullshit about Cyberpunk was targeting a 90 plus on Metacritic, and that was hinging on
the score
bonuses.
shifted with the Overton window, bro. You know the Overton window, the fucking the space of the Overton window is the kind of shit that's acceptable to say. Racial slurs are, for example, outside of the Overton window. You know what I mean? As soon as the discourse, the media anticipates the Overton window because that's where the fucking profit lies in terms of ad dollars and everything else. And it seems like Cyberpunk, in spite of our, fucking opinions about the devs, it's going to be amazing. So you got your skill ups and your IGNs. It's a fucking amazing game. It's so good. Only now, by the way, the guy tweeted he regrets his celebratory tone because literally what I'm saying right now. Yeah, literally I'm just saying exactly right now. You're an Overton window fundamentalist. You're anticipating the flows of capital and your opinion is contingent on it. There's no clearer proof you need than this. Man, that fucking game... People thought it would do well and they reviewed it highly. As soon as they thought it would do bad, everybody literally changed their fucking reviews, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They shit tanked it, yeah.
They shit tanked it. And honestly, I think they were waiting for the opportunity because of the side that company takes in the meaningless culture wars nowadays.
Probably.
But,
They're probably happy to do so, but...
Yeah, they were happy to do so. But, I mean, it didn't succeed financially, but now the reputation is tarnished. The history books will fucking refer to that, as a critically bad product because of the people now responsible for deciding what that fucking constitutes. And nobody should be responsible for that. The only fucking thing that should decide who's responsible for that is who has a good fucking idea, man. And you don't. Again, you don't, you know? Oh my God, yeah.
Awful, man.
But it's no different than
Awful.
everything else in the world, you know? But at least
Yeah.
the idiots in academia fucking worked harder for the fucking privilege that they possess, right? These guys are just twats. Fucking just unqualified blatherers of subjectivity. You know what I mean?
That's
And the
IGN
other thing
for
is
you.
they're absolutely unwilling to engage. They will never respond to you with an argument.
And
They'll
that-
first block you, perhaps they'll mute you, and if they ever respond, it'll be to defend what they conceive of as their honor and not to make a point. You know?
Right, yeah. But that
Truly.
kind of goes back to that point also about everything just be all an opinion, man. Like, you have yours, I have mine. We're
Yes.
safe. Safe space, you know?
Yes. Yes. I think it comes back to being what this fucking soft-minded
It's like,
man, William
you
James.
know, you hated Breath of the Wild. I love Breath
Yeah.
of the Wild. I don't fucking... I won't argue against any of the points you made. I spent a ton of time doing stupid block puzzles, and yeah, it wasn't great, but overall, I still love the game, and that's fine.
I think maybe
You
it's
don't
stating
need
a bit
like
too
it.
harshly to say it's
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah,
I just like to
but
say
that's-
that
but
because
that's
it
we're
pisses
trying to,
people off. You
we're
know
trying
what I
to make
mean?
our points,
Yeah,
though, right?
yeah.
That you're trying to make
I don't
your
think it's
strong
shit.
fucking
Obviously, it
point.
inspired this
Yeah.
game. Like, in many ways, it's competent, too. Like, I fucking recognize it has good
definitely,
qualities,
definitely.
But, like,
Yeah.
I think it's fucking all of the fucking criticisms of anything to do in the genre. You
Yeah,
can
like,
literally read any review for any
relating
game
it-
like this, and they apply to that
And
50
yeah,
times stronger,
yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
And why is it different, man? Because you like Zelda? Because you were a fucking kiddie and you played some Zelda, and now you're like, ooh, Zelda, ooh, right? Like,
music.
Yeah, we need a standard, man. Our opinions, we should be responsible for them. We should have a way of measuring them, just like in anything else.
Yeah.
This fucking uncritical criticism is disgusting.
Fucked up, man.
For critics to tweet such things as, what's with all this stuff about criticism bad? Bro, what's with all this stuff about criticizing criticism is bad, you fucking idiot? What the hell are you talking about?
We're going.
And on top of that, man, are you fucking a 2-year-old? Are you really that's like people who say, those anti-science folk. It's like, no, man. They're not against science. They think you're just lying to them about it, right? It's not that I don't like criticism. You're just a shit critic. Where's your criteria? And this whole thing was about that. Oh, my God.
Yeah, hey, critic.
Exasperating.
Criteria.
Why does everybody not have to defend their opinions? I don't understand,
Yeah,
you literally ruin people's livelihood with them, but you don't have to defend them. You're not responsible to those very people. Like, that's fucking unquestionable,
terrifying.
man. It's just... And it's disgusting,
That's like your opinion, man. I don't believe
I feel most responsible to those who I fucking think are wrong. I think it's like my life's work to fucking figure out how to respond to that, right? Like, you don't feel that way? Like, if you fucking take a stance on something, you don't feel that way? That's what we're doing right here,
I do.
right?
That's kind of what if you look back on one of our first fucking videos and articles you've written, the Shut the Hell Up Games journalist, that was literally like half of what we have done here. And we don't usually take like a hard, aggressive, like...
Not lately, but...
Not lately, but like a lot of what we do here is still like thrived and fueled off of that, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Since our inception of...
The fucking inadequacy of fucking of corporate media, institutional media. And I think like lately fucking... deeper understanding of what fucking capitalizing media fucking does, like what for-profit media is, what access-based journalism is. Like, it fucking literally shreds any pretension of moral high ground that these fucking people will take. You work for an anonymous, publicly traded fucking company to proliferate fucking advertisement in the form of criticism. Like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah,
literally, you work for the man. Like, you're a fucking douche. You should put on a suit. You know what I mean? Go work for the bank. Like, you're a fucking douche.
Might as well.
Straight up. Like, there's no way around that. Like, how could anybody... Why would we take somebody seriously because a publicly traded company pays them to write something?
And that's the worst part.
And not because they're fucking in any sense qualified, right?
Pay this shit. Yeah, like what is the qualification? And again, what's the criteria? Like, do they literally just hire people and say, well, like, just play the game and
I think it's about who writes well and not about if their fucking ability to criticize is adequate. Yes.
Isn't part of writing...
But they don't write well either. Not that I do. I love
part
writing bad,
of writing well just in general, knowing what the fuck you're writing about and being competent. I don't know.
I think you can write something well that is stupid.
I'm just a tech guy. I wire this shit up.
Well, consider there's technology. Writing is a technology, right?
Yeah, I'm just
writing is a technology. You see how wires work and fucking, you put a computer together.
Yeah.
Writing a sentence is exactly like that.
Same
Grammar
shit.
is a fucking technology, bro. You just need to know the particulars of it, right? Like grammar and fucking also semantics,
It's an
like
older
the meaning of the words.
style of technology.
Exactly, it is. Or a fucking more like abstract kind, but it is nonetheless a technology. All thought is, Which is exactly to say, like the technology employed by these people is deficient. It's broken. It's lacking mechanisms. It doesn't discharge its function, right? Based, again, on the idea that there's no such thing. Your opinion's your opinion. It's on this other side of this Cartesian theater. You know what I mean?
Well, like, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah.
I've said that, like,
okay,
16
bro.
times today. But, like, it's so true, though, because that's just, like, that's the whole thing, right? Well, that's, like, their opinion. This is mine. I think it was shit. You thought it was good. Okay. Great. That's great. And now we're just here, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah, man.
You thought it was good. I thought it was bad. Blew it.
On top of that,
See you
like,
later.
actually, there's one last thing I'd like to say about Biomutant. If we have a bit more time.
got a few minutes.
Fucking all these other games, and there's a lot of them. Like I actually like the open world genre or subgenre.
Or now you do.
I think I like it when it works. When I think it's done well, and when it's not, I hate it more than anything. When
I
it's
agree,
fucking done well,
100%.
games like Days Gone, Death Stranding, fucking Maneater even.
The only open world games I've beaten recently are Death Stranding and Red Dead 2.
I think those are the only ones I've beaten in a long time. But I love those games. I fucking love just being in that world, fucking hacking about in it, bro. I spend so much time in those games. And I can't do it in the ones that most people love, bro. I tried to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which was received somehow. Oh my god.
I can't even.
Somehow that was received.
It was critically
It was received better than this? It wasn't considered. Insert all these stupid fucking adjectives people apply here. At least SkillUp has credibility in saying he hates this for the same reason he hates those. The rest of them don't even have that, right? Oh my god.
That's fair.
Bro, like, fuck. It's just this. People are just not responsible for what comes out of their mouths. It's awful.
That's it's a scary
it's
thing.
Fucking
man.
dumb. I believe fucking strongly in this practice of citing your shit. You know, when you say something, if there's any pretext for a fucking opinion or an idea or anything, it's good to fucking draw that connection across history. I was reading this fucking contemporary Chinese philosopher talking about this vertical element to history. That's what you do when you draw cultural comparisons, you know? You don't fucking believe in the isolated individual. My opinion is not my opinion. I don't even know if I exist, bro. What the fuck? Oh, shit. Put on a mask there.
Bam! False alarm.
Intrusion alert.
IGN's office is coming at us.
Yeah.
Being like,
We're ready.
cease and desist. Stop talking shit about us. Fuck you, IGN!
We're ready. The boys are
Go
ready.
to war with IGN. They bring flowers anyway.
Yeah. They'd bring fucking sweaty, fat Californians.
I'm
uncomfortable.
What did you think of Call of Duty?
Yeah, that's the other thing. There's
it's
just like a type. I'm sorry, like this is definitely tangential and definitely too mean, but I don't give a fuck. Why is there such a type to these people?
Right.
Why are they all soft, pudgy, balding
Isn't that Nick
men?
guy? Yeah,
you
they're
know,
all the same.
they're all just the same. It's awful. Like I definitely believe you can read a fucking book by its cover. As I age, bro, you know, that Marty Ten guy says, the face is the fucking sign of the soul, right? Like the same way alphabet signifies words, except the face is a proper sign. Probably it's more fucking close to what the soul is, and even how you fucking comport yourself. Like, it tells you so much about a fucking personality, you know? And these kind of guys are always like, I really believe people should be nicer to each other, but they never bother to tell you why. They fucking exactly are the types that fucking
humanist
that are
right.
ensouled by this you do you, man, kind of fucking thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
they're not caught up in the fire of anything. I just find it so objectionable, you know? It has nothing to do with masculinity even, man. Like, fucking, again, like, even like that lady Kara we were talking about before.
She made
like,
a better point than I've seen any man.
you believe in
make.
something,
Yeah,
you know?
like,
What the fuck is with everybody? And they're just
Yeah.
fucking soft
wanna
pudginess and their
exist and just-
idiot ideas. Yeah,
Never just wanna-
unjustifiable. Their unwillingness to
video games
argue. Like,
I going to the fucking Baskin Robbins and being like, I'll taste this one.
Yeah.
I'll try that one.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, just.
I think maybe I just thrive too much on fucking just this tension, you know, like this fucking.
Yeah, maybe, but you
But
know.
fuck, man, I don't understand. Like, you know,
But like at the same time, it's not even like maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not. It's maybe not vicious. Maybe it's vicious because you're like there's nobody to engage with. But like it's like you know the mind is for thought and fucking
is.
contemplation. And if there's no one to bounce ideas off of and to fucking you know because everyone just says no, you're wrong. I'm on the right side of history.
Yeah.
Blah.
Well, I mean,
like
just-
then you're left like starving. Like what?
the
you
great
know?
thing is though, like we
The
talked about this
fuck?
before too. It's like it almost seems like we're fucking approaching these things from a perspective that somebody might call like fucking more traditional or conservative than fucking somebody in the games media, but I really think it's fucking almost totally from the opposite direction. It's like these
Yeah.
fucking people are perpetuating, like, to use their fucking own verbiage, like fucking institutions and fucking structures of privilege, you know? Fucking access-based, capital-motivated structures
It's true, yeah.
that are meant to fucking
we do is for
advertise
free.
and not to criticize. Yeah, definitely what we do is for free. And fucking people should always be paid, but not fucking as a metric of productivity on the basis
Yeah.
of criticism, right? You know? Man, yeah.
That's what I mean.
I
though.
really like, I just,
when you hire someone, what the fuck are you hiring some moron to just be like, write your fucking thoughts on it, like you're totally just whatever opinion. Like what? is the credit? Like, say IGN calls you tomorrow and they're gonna hire you to review games. Is it just fucking, hello, welcome aboard, write about games? Or is it like, you know what I mean? Because if you think about it, let's say, now let's flip it. Let's say you're hiring fucking me to write for the Green Dragon about video. Are you not gonna be like, this is the standard we uphold? Like,
no, I'll ask you if you think this is a reasonable one, right?
Or, okay, fine, fair enough.
If I was gonna,
right.
If I was gonna, actually, I would never hire somebody because I don't believe in wage labor. But
enough.
I would give them a fucking percentage of our profits because I think that's more sound.
Okay.
You know, and what we would do is ask, what the fuck do you think makes something good? You know, not a fucking game first and foremost, but anything in the universe. You know, what makes an eye good? What makes a stomach good? What makes a tree good? You know. And fucking from that answer, I'll know what the fuck you think about the universe and if you should be criticizing games. Well. I don't think you would. I don't think you would. But then again, you don't fucking sit here pretending that you want to write about games, man. Even though I actually ask you to many times.
Honestly, no,
I ask you
I
to
do
many
want
times.
to. I do.
And I think you're pretty good at it too, honestly. Like, it doesn't fucking, man, at the end of the day, you know, I fucking do these things in spite of myself. Like, my whole fucking demeanor and attitude and my words and my fucking, all of that stuff, it's a fucking barrier to getting a point across. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Normal fucking, just normal ways of being, which I literally don't fucking even know if I, you know? That would be a fucking much better vehicle for the fucking message, right? And so, truly, like, fucking anybody fucking can apply these ideas. There's an honesty to them, which is simply that we should respect the fucking universe of beings, you know?
Yeah.
Everything is a being, and fucking all beings relate to one another. There's a purpose to all of them in the sense that they all fucking tend towards one another, and they have a role in everything and in the universe as a whole, right? And that has to do with games as well, and man and his relationship to art, right? Like, everybody fucking takes that kind of thing for granted. Even a fucking kid who's sitting there on Christmas, like, excited to play a fucking N64 and fucking waffle about in a Zelda game, bro. Like, you know, whether he can express it in explicit terminology is a different thing. Like, the beauty you're appreciating is that of enacting a fucking other's essence within one's own fucking intellect, right? Like, becoming the other as other in operation, you know? As they say in those fucking blathering words, right? Like, it is, yeah. And I don't think fucking, you know, anybody can talk about that, right? In their own fucking way. And you can tell when people do so and they love what fucking they're experiencing, right? Like, and I try, like, sometimes, man, like, always to fucking, when I see good things, to say this is good, too. Because there's a lot of shit out there, but, like, we should fucking heap praise on fucking the good shit, right? Like, in the same spirit, we're sitting here defending this fucking thing. We're not making any money. I got nothing to gain here, bro. Yeah, no, all I have to gain is more better games to play in the future, right? Like,
exactly, yeah. Which, I mean, is fucking proposing fucking, or I think good thing, but,
it's not a brand you can have any loyalty to. It literally just was invented, right? Like,
yeah. God damn. I quickly lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Because I'm fucking dumb, but
we're probably just high.
That's what a synonym for dumb for me.
I fucking
just high. Not dumb, just high.
I think games are a special media, bud. And
yeah, for sure.
It's fucking because of that we should value experiences like this, you know, like all of those superficialities. I honestly, like, straight up, maybe it's not fucking as well animated or fucking whatever Probably the fuck the word is. Like, you know, and again, we're playing 1080p, but it doesn't look like fucking, well, I don't know, fucking no Death Stranding or some shit. But man, it's a beautiful fucking game. It's beautiful, bro. Yeah. It's fucking beautiful. I'm constantly taken aback by, like, again, fucking the images and shit like that.
People play shit ugly games and give them good reviews. Like, it doesn't, They
do. No, truly. Not that it matters, but, like, I just mean to say, like, I don't even understand. What do you mean by polished? Like, what are you referring to? Like,
the criteria doesn't exist, right?
It doesn't seem to exist, yeah. I think polish is just a word you use when you don't want to describe how something that didn't cost as much money is worse than something that did, you know? Yeah. And you don't want to have to explain yourself. What does that mean? Where? Point it out. Mm-hmm. You know, I fucking show me some fucking measurement like that buddy there fucking making his God of War versus Sekiro commentary, right? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. You're just talking, man.
Honestly, when people say a game is janky or buggy, like, I always ignore that. I played, like,
I never fucking
100 hours of PUBG, and if you want to fucking experience some serious jank, play fucking PUBG. That game was buggy and janky as fuck. Now, obviously, that's a totally different game.
No, but I feel you.
Apples to oranges kind of thing. But
the point is ultimately that nobody harped on that fucking and made it the ruination of the product, right?
Like, fucking, it is fucking ugly. Like, I'm telling you. Just the way it played was awful. I don't know about now because it's been through probably hundreds of patches, but
games are important because they're fucking you know, a very special kind of art that allows us to fucking become the other intentionally.
Definitely.
And not merely to spectate. You know? This is important. It's something that we should fucking encourage, the proliferation of original and inventive ideas within. And like we said before, a year ago with Ghost of Tsushima, I strongly support genre conventions in video games. Conventions that people can resort to knowing they work, just like FPS controls. To fucking describe their idea without fucking having to reinvent the wheel for no good fucking reason.
No,
Did you remember the fucking remember playing Lost Planet,
engine.
bro? When people were trying to fucking figure out third-person shooters? Like, I mean, it's not fucking nice. It's better to just have the vocabulary down,
It's
like
not
grammatical
game-breaking
conventions.
either,
No,
but
truly.
it's not-
But it's like bad
it's not
language. Do you
preferred.
understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with
Like-
grammatical conventions. There's nothing wrong with fucking genre conventions in games either. That you do something another game doesn't make it bad. And in this case, holy fucking shit, is it measurably less redundant and repetitive than other fucking games that it imitates, man. It's just fucking unintelligible how these things work out to me, you know? It is unintelligible to me how people are not responsible for their fucking statements about this in comparison to their statements about something else, right?
See, once again, the game journos failed not only us, but the industry themselves.
The medium, in the sense that they may, in fact, be responsible for the fucking
like
failure of
being made
another
again.
fucking great game,
Thank God for THQ Nordic, then. Big shout out to
they're
fucking
tight, man.
THQ Nordic
Shout out to
for-
THQ Nordic. We love your fucking
Fuck
games,
yeah.
man. Publish that shit, man. Their fucking Twitter has, like, in the
Buy 'em.
description something like curators of rare and exotic worlds. And I was like, yes! That's fucking awesome. That's what I would write if I was you. Yes! These guys are amazing.
That is fucking sick,
They're
dude.
cool, yeah.
That is epic.
They're good guys. Yeah, man. So fuck. I guess in the end, that's our whole fucking shtick today, man.
That
Your
was pretty much
professional
it,
opinions
yeah.
about games are shit for the industry because hey, you have no objective standard. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it one more time.
Yeah, go for
a
it.
fucking closing spiel. You have no objective standard of criticism, which causes you to resort to fucking subjective states and fucking capitalistic influences and brand recognition in lieu of them. And that is bad for the future of games because you decide which games succeed and therefore which will be made in the future. So kindly fucking correct your shit or fuck the fuck off, please. Thank you.
Agreed.
This has been Mike and Alex with Green Dragon CVR, Gaming Under the Influence Live and Unleashed. We hope you had as great a time fucking listening to us as we did shooting the shit with you. Take care.
Go Leafs, go.
Yeah, go Leafs.
Yeah.